What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Excuse me. Now, before we get started with this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we are now 238 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And who knows? Maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the summer. Only time will tell. But as I've said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of this set. But with that being said, if you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because more than 85% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which almost ties with this week's episode. But the question of the day is this: what do you believe will be next for Joe Hendry after No Mercy? Let me know down in the comments below. And that's pretty much just about what we're going to be talking about for this week's episode. Is pretty much the future of Joe Hendry in WWE post No Mercy. And to be quite frank, the fallout from this past weekend has left us with so many more questions than answers. And one of the biggest questions, especially from Bash in Berlin, is what's next for Kevin Owens? Is the rivalry between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre over? Is the rivalry between the Territories and the Judgment Day over? So many questions have been left unanswered. And also the questions from last night's No Mercy. One of the biggest questions is what are the plans for Julia now that she is in NXT? Can't wait to see her in action at some point. And also the question of where does Ridge Holland go from here after what happened this past Sunday, after what happened last night. Sorry. And also this week's episode, which is what are the plans for Joe Hendry in WWE post No Mercy? So we know that we've had so many stars from TNA this past throughout the entire summer show up to NXT, show up to the NXT PLEs and just wreak havoc. We've had guys guys like Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel, obviously known as the Rascals. We've had women like Jordan Grace, the TNA Knockouts champion. We've seen we saw Rosemary last week on NXT, and we even also saw Joe Hendry as well on NXT. We've had him on NXT for the latter part of like over a month now, and there have been a lot of questions that have been left unanswered, including now that Ethan Page has silenced Joe Hendry, what's next for him? Well, obviously there have been a lot of rumors swirling over the last 24 hours that supposedly Joe Hendry might end up chasing after the NXT title again at some point. But there's also been a lot of rumors that he could end up going to the main roster, either Raw or SmackDown. Possibly SmackDown, and challenge LA Knight for the United States title. Then again, he could also go over to Raw and challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. Think about that. That right there would be an interesting matchup, to say the very least. Excuse me. Now, I will say, looking on what happened at No Mercy, I think it's safe to say that we know what the answer is going to be. So obviously, there have been rumors, and Joe Hendry even said it best when he walked back into Gorilla after he shook hands with Shawn Michaels. He basically said, quote, "Tonight was not my night," but he said that there are other opportunities to explore, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, anytime, anywhere, any show. So it's possible we could see him on Raw, we could see him on SmackDown, we could even see him take part in the next men's WWE Speed tournament, which is possible, but we don't really know for sure. But for the most part, we are gonna end up seeing him back in TNA for a little bit, for a little while, but we don't know exactly what his motives will be once he goes back to TNA. And funny enough, some of the NXT stars have made their way over to TNA at some point. Women like Tana Paxley, Carmen Petrovich, guys like Wes Lee when he was still a babyface. I think he teamed up with his fellow Rascals crew at Slammiversary not that long ago. So it's possible that we could see more NXT stars excuse me, make their way over to TNA, including guys like the Gallus firm. We could see the NXT Tag Team Champions, Axiom and Fraser. We could see Ridge Holland go over to TNA, which would be crazy. We even also saw as well No Corner Catch Crew make their way over to TNA as well. So again, there are so many possibilities, but we don't really know for sure. And especially with Joe Hendry. Joe is one of those guys who, a first look at him, and you think, okay, he's got, okay, he's got the charisma, he's got this, he's got that, he's got the concert and whatnot. But once you see him in action, excuse me. Once you see Joe Hendry in action, it's like you're automatically amazed by what he's capable of, and he's got the talent. Truth be told, Joe Hendry has the talent, and he even said it best at one point that he had been wrestling all over the world for 10 years, and last night was basically his culmination, and and it was like, by him becoming NXT champion, which obviously didn't happen, but if he did become NXT champion, 10 years would have been worth it. But I feel like when it comes to Joe Hendry and the NXT title, obviously that path will cross again. Obviously, we will cross that path again at some point. But I think for the time being, I think in my opinion, for the time being, we'll just end up seeing him back in TNA, and then we probably won't see him until possibly after NXT moves over to the CW and SmackDown moves back over to USA for the first time in 5 years, which is crazy. So it's possible, but we will just have to wait and see. However, I will say, looking at what happened last night at No Mercy, I can guarantee you that the fallout heading into tomorrow night's NXT is going to be nasty. It is going to be a nasty sight to see, because excuse me. I can honestly say that we are definitely going to be expecting answers from Ridge Holland. We're definitely going to be expecting Roxanne Perez to, at some point, address Julia. We might even see Julia make her in-ring debut tomorrow night on NXT, which is possible, but we really don't know for sure. We don't know much about what's going to go down. However, we do know that, again, we have brand new tag team champions, and the rest of the champions have retained their titles, including Ethan Page. I'm surprised that Trick Williams actually counted Joe Hendry's shoulders down for 3. I'm actually surprised, but you know what? Trick became a man of his word, and yeah, I think it's safe to say that when it comes to the NXT title, Joe Hendry is not done with NXT, but we could see him on the main roster. And again, he said it best when he first arrived in NXT a few months back. A couple of months back, right before Heatwave. Anytime, anywhere, any show. It's safe to say we will see him on the main roster at some point. But I want to get your guys' thoughts on this whole thing, and let me know down in the comments below which championship you guys would like to see Joe Hendry challenge for at some point. Because I think him on the main roster, he would do incredible. He would do incredible on the main roster. But with that being said, again, let me know down in the comments below. And that'll do it for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be down in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.